Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. There is Abyss, the title track to the latest release from Unleash the Archers. And with me today, we want to welcome her back, lead vocalist, I should say, Brittney-Slayes. Welcome back to the Revival, Brittney.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you back. Now, Brittney, this is your fourth release on Napalm Records, and Abyss is the sequel to Apex as the story continues. Now, do you as a band find it easier or more enjoyable to kind of write these concept-type albums?
Absolutely. I think it's way more fun. And then your work is done for you when it comes time to write the lyrics. Because you already know what you need to write about. So, yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a more cohesive process as well, because what I did is I wrote the whole story out as like a track-by-track guideline for the boys, and basically just said, here's track 1, this is what's happening, this is how I want the song to sound, this is how I want the listener to feel, and then the boys would write their riffs around that. And then, we'd all be on the same page and all kind of moving in the same direction, and we would know what the end goal is, so we would just be very kind of synced in our writing process the whole time, and it kept it moving along. Made sure that we were not wasting time on riffs or things that didn't fit and didn't work. And yeah, I think it turned out really well at the end.
Well, like I told you before we went on the air, I've been listening to the album for days now in my truck, and as I was listening through the album, I felt like the song Legacy had a very different feel to it. Is there a reason that song is so much different than the rest of the album?
Yeah, the whole record, well, most of it, is from the point of view of our main character, who we call the Immortal. And he is, basically it's being sung in his voice, from his point of view. And Legacy is the introduction of a different character who we call the Grandson. And he is a sort of an older, wizened type character.
Okay.
And he is using this song to explain to the Immortal who he is, where he came from, and why he has taken the Immortal away from his grandmother, who is the villain from the last record, who we call the Matriarch. And so we just wanted it to be a different voice, and we wanted it to, have a different sound. And also, Dev Townsend is kind of the big inspiration behind that track, and he's always had a huge influence on our music. And it really was just kind of like, all right, we're just going to lay it out there. We love Devin, and this is our Devin song, basically.
Okay, well, cool. I mean, the one thing I love about your band over the years is your videos are just so entertaining. How many will we get off this release?
Actually, probably quite a few, even though it's been difficult to get them done thanks to the pandemic and all the restrictions and everything. We don't really have much else to do because we can't tour. So we're working on another one. So that'll be 4 probably before the end of the year. And then we have ideas for, quite a few of the songs. So probably we'll have, by the end of it all, 5 or 6 videos actually for this album. Just because that's the only way we can really get out there and in front of everyone and stay top of mind. And we really enjoy creating them. We put a lot of effort into them and a lot of imagination, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't want to just kind of play in a warehouse and do the typical metal music video. We like to change it up. So
I hear that.
A lot of fun.
Well, I have to say that I love the video for Faster Than Light. Now, who came up with that concept?
Well, it was Scott and I. We were actually we were on a walk, and we thought it would be funny to just race each other as the video, and to see who's faster than light. Of course, obviously. And originally we were thinking it would be just one long shot of us running down this huge breakwater that we have here in Vancouver, that goes like 4 kilometers out into the water. We thought it'd be a really beautiful shot. But then our director was like, it's like impossible. It's not impossible, but the problem is that where we wanted to shoot it is extremely busy. And so it would have to be, us telling everybody that they aren't allowed to walk on this breakwater for like 5 hours. So that's not going to happen. So he's like, but I have this other idea. Have you guys ever read the book The Long Walk by Stephen King? And we were like, yes. And basically the premise is that if you stop or slow down, you die. So we were kind of like, absolutely, we're on board. Let's do it.
and for our listeners tonight, if you have not seen this, please look this up on YouTube. I was just like locked in, like going, I can't. This is awesome. What a great video. What a great concept.
Thank you.
You know, now, Brittney, with everything going on with the pandemic this year, I think it's great that bands are still giving us new music like you guys have to, stimulate our minds and take our minds off things. But as a band, it has to be really tough not being able to play live in front of your fans. Now, how have you been able to stay positive through this whole thing?
Well, I mean, there was some dark moments there, for sure. Mm-hmm. We had a whole lot booked for this summer and this fall, and watching all of that fall apart was really very upsetting. So, we kind of were just like, oh man, like, what's the point of all this? What do we do? Do we even release the record? Like, what's the plan here? And then when we decided, this could be really good. It's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be amazing because everyone's going to be really hungry for new music, or it's going to suck because no one has a job and they can't afford anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So we just decided to take a chance and put the record out anyways. And we've just kind of been trying new things. Andrew and I have both been streaming on Twitch quite a bit. We just thought it's like a really great way to hang out with your fans when you can't do it on the road. So we try and get on there as much as possible. And we did a live stream last weekend in honor of the album release. We kind of did like an album release show where we pre-recorded a whole new live set and then streamed it on Saturday, and that was awesome and did really well, and we had a really good time chatting with everyone on the internet while it was happening. And we're just gonna probably try and keep doing that, keep putting out music videos, keep hanging out on Twitch, just trying to stay in contact with our fans as much as we can.
Now, I seen you had recorded a show for a European show. Are there any plans of you doing another one, maybe possibly doing a DVD or making it available to purchase online for your fans who are just dying to see you guys live again?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. The stream that we did was a kind of a one-time thing. It was available for 24 hours.
Okay.
But a lot of people really enjoyed it and said, hey, I'd buy a DVD of this, or like, can I pay, like another one-time fee and be allowed to download it or something like that. And we thought, that was kind of cool, but we really wanted it to feel like a live show in that you don't get to watch it over and over again. But we were thinking maybe we could kind of cut it up into bits and put it up on YouTube or something.
Okay.
Just do, maybe pick select songs, or we're not too sure. It's kind of,
up in here.
It's still pretty fresh. So we're just going to take a step back and look at our options and go from there, I think.
Okay, well, I had also read that you were going to tie Apex and Abyss into a novel. How's that process going, and what made you want to take on such an epic project?
Because I can never give myself sorry about that. I'm thinking that it's going to be 2 graphic novels, one for each record, and probably be like a little two book set. And that way everyone can see the story the way I see it. And then I can tell kind of like all the behind the scenes stuff and fill in all the holes for everybody, because I've been focused solely on the album release. But hopefully this fall, because there's nothing else going on, I'll be able to have some time to get it finished and maybe have it out for everyone next year.
That's outstanding. Now, in these crazy times that bands can't tour, how can your fans help support you guys? Because most bands, make their money live. You guys got a great amount of merch available on your website.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's basically it right there. The indiemerchstore.com is our web store, and that's where all of our albums and shirts and things like that are. So that's probably the best place. That money comes right to us. It's Indie Merch just kind of takes their cut to keep it warehoused, and that's it. So That's a really great place. And Bandcamp is a great place as well. If you want to buy our older records in digital, you can find them there. Of course, Napalm Records has all of our stuff as well. Yeah, but that's I think that's probably definitely the best spot. We've got an old tour shirt from the tour that never was, because we were in the middle of a tour with Dragon Force when the pandemic hit, and we were forced to fly back home right before the borders closed. And we've got a tour shirt up there that is kind of a one of a kind, and
that's cool.
That's a really good one as well. That one, buying that one will really help us out.
That's awesome. Well, I love the fact that you guys put this out on vinyl, and I'm looking at picking one up real soon because I love how albums sound on vinyl. And Brittney, before we go, do you have any message for your fans out there?
Just thank you so much for listening, and thank you for your support. And come hang out with us on Twitch.
All right. Well, all right. Well, thanks, Brittney, for your time today. We're going to play another cut off Abyss. This is Faster Than Light on Rock and Metal Revival. And Brittney, you're welcome back here anytime.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.